Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me at tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below, the direct service inquiry line from you to me and my crew for purchase questions you have about this or any watch you see here on Watchbox Reviews. And today we are discussing the 2019 Grand Seiko SBGK009 from the Elegance Hand-Wound Collection. This is a timepiece featuring the Grand Seiko caliber 9S63, which was Grand Seiko's first all-new manual wind caliber in 8 years. Now the watch measures a wonderfully compact 39 millimeters, and in terms of thickness, a reasonable 12.2 millimeters thick. Two ways to measure it across the wrist. If we're just measuring the lugs, then it's 44 millimeters. If we're measuring the end links of the bracelet, then it's 46 millimeters, and the spacing between the lugs is 19 millimeters. Now these watches are generally seen on straps, so to see the watch on a factory beads of rice style bracelet is quite a pleasure. As you can see, alternately satin finished and polished, this is a good looking bracelet with a handsome conforming end piece that closes up the gap to the case. Polished on the flanks, you can see pin sleeves are used to size this bracelet. They require a punch and a block to size at home, but once set they are quite secure. Now of course we have a double deployment, or I should say a double trigger single deployment clasp here with a machined swing arm that's quite solid, and it features a double trigger system that ensures you must depress both sides before you can pop that clasp open. It has a silky feel due to the small size of the individual links. It almost feels more like a supple fabric than metal. Let's pop this one open and throw it on the wrist real quick, and you get a sense of this watch on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. Okay, you can see 12.2 millimeters thick. You can see 46 millimeters from side to side if we include the solid end links, and of course the watch as viewed from head on. I'll do my best to square it up to the camera. Perfect for wrists as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. It's a good looking watch. As you can see, the case band employs a combination of creases and curves. Creases giving definition and curves giving sex appeal. Satin finished on its flank, you can see that the polished elements use Grand Seiko's tin plate Zaratsu hand polishing, by means of which you find the milled surface, the metal, is pressed against a spinning tin plate on a Zalitz machine, and the result is an optically smooth mirror finish, much like what you would find on small parts of Swiss movements, where it's known as poly noir or black polish, which is to say that this is not only a black polished case, this is a hand finished case. A lush and lovely matte gray dial, all applique indices, and you can see the hands of this no date dial, just like the indices, are finished on diamond-tipped milling tools that are operated by these micrometric artisans who just create the indices and the hands for Grand Seiko. So all of these parts are created manually by craft process, meaning that this watch is hand-finished inside and out. Power reserve at 3 o'clock, constant seconds over at 9 o'clock. By the way, you're not going to see too many manual wind Grand Seiko small seconds movements, so take a look at this one. They're few and far between. Of course, the power reserve tracking 3 days of manual wind reserve de marche. And when we turn the watch over, by the way, how much do you love the polished facets of the satin top finished Dauphine hands on this watch? Turn it all over, you have that 33 jewel manual wind caliber 9S63. It beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It's adjusted in 6 positions, one more than the Swiss chronometer standard of 5, and the design tolerances of this movement, as regulated by Grand Seiko, no worse than -3 +5 seconds per day. All of this 30 meters water resistant, so it's not a swimmable timepiece, but it's solidly in the standard 30 meter range for a dress watch. An impressive manually adjustable, lifetime serviceable manufacture movement. How manufacture? Well, the springs, the stones, even the lubricants are created by Grand Seiko and Seiko, which is perhaps the world's most integrated manufacturer. New for 2019 and exceptionally rare among modern Grand Seiko watches. Perfectly sized and perfectly proportioned. You can see and own this SBGK009 on the Watchbox. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com.